Welcome to another episode of the School of Thought podcast. And today I am excited because today our guest is Mrs. Crystal Hale. She is the owner of Creative Space Academy. So the spotlight is going to be on the CEO of Creative Space Academy. She is awesome. Okay, I call her the GOAT in space. So today we're going to talk about the academy. She has some great information on her academy, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. She's a creative marketing special education. I love that because you have to educate people, not just sell them a product. Proving interpersonal communication and multitasking skills. We all know we need that, right? Strong decision making and problem solving capabilities. The ability to develop and implement effective action plans. She also a very diverse in software application. I need help with that, as well as computer operating system. For I don't know, for some of you, all I know how to do is type. All I know how to do is a computer. I don't know the inside, and just her education as entrepreneurs, we need that. We need this type of education. So, Crystal, first, I know I introduced you, but I kind of want you to introduce yourself before I ask you the first question a little bit more, and then give a little bit more about you.
Awesome. Well, my name is Crystal Hale, and I'm a wife of one, mom of four, and no more, as I always say, and also the founder of the Creative Space Academy, CRM, where we are known for the first 5K cohort. This is where we teach ladies and gentlemen, but primarily we've been having a lot of ladies come in, and they make their first $5,000 online. Okay. We hold the cohort twice a year, and what we focus on is developing those systems for people who have started businesses, or maybe they started business, they might be doing business for a while, but they don't have those systems in place. They might be operating, but operating illegally. They might not have EINs. They might not have business bank accounts. They
Unaware that they're illegal.
Yeah, unaware that they are operating illegal, and then some might not even know even with their taxes and how to file them and not get charged double taxes and things like that. So what we do in the cohort, we set people up on the back end so they can be successful on their front end. And on the front end piece, that's where we get into systems, automations, email marketing, ads, and things of that nature.
I have to myself be honest because I didn't understand the background of being an entrepreneur. I had the content, but I didn't understand as an entrepreneur, I need to know the background, the back scene for me to be a legal, authentic business. A lot of us, especially if you come from working 9 to 5, you don't know what it takes to make the company run. It's easy to say that I want to own a company, I want to be a CEO, I want to be an entrepreneur, but you only have a product, you only have content, and not knowing the back scene on how to be legal to make sure you're authentic business. So that's something that I was just excited to learn because I'm like, all I did just have content and a product, but I need to know how do I become an authentic business. So that's why I want to bring spotlight to business like yours to help other entrepreneurs for real that want to be real entrepreneur, that it's not about just making money, but it's about staying in a place of success so you can make more money. Because sometimes you could make money overnight and you lose it overnight. But if you learn the basic of the behind the scene of what you need to do, it will keep you on a plane of wealth.
Yes.
Instead of going shoop and then doop and then go right back down. So that's why my heart was to shine the light on business like Crystal's, to as entrepreneurs that we need to invest in ourselves, not just the product, but in ourselves, in our education about entrepreneurship, whatever your business is, whatever the product is, that I'm a strong believer that we have to invest in ourselves and be educated and learn things so I could become a better and effective entrepreneurship. And I like the fact that she started that she's married, she have children. So it's no excuse why we are not going forth in our purpose, in our dreams, just because you marry somebody. Oh, I can't do that because I'm married, or I can't do that because I have children. So to be as successful as you are and married and still have children, but yes, you just have to navigate and balance your life, but it can be done. And you are a living proof that it can be done. So I like that.
And you said something very powerful about balance, because a lot of entrepreneurs miss that because they're so focused, like you said, on getting the bag, getting this and that, and their home's like, or their spouse is not happy.
Now, see, you're talking about a whole different podcast.
I guess we'll have to have that conversation another time. But that's what, like the women that I teach anyway, I teach them balance is so important, because if your house is not in order, your business will flow, but you're gonna have kinks. It's kind of like that water hose. When the hose is not kinked up, the water goes through.
Exactly.
But if there's something that ain't there, maybe the integrity is not there. Maybe we're one way online and then we're another way at home. We're fussing at our families, but we're not fussing at the people we should be fussing with because we're trying to please them and get their money. But if you get your house right,
it's so much easier to be the same instead of being one person here. Right. It's more energy, and then at home you're something else, and that's what makes you tired. Yes. But if you have the character to be the same in business that you are at home, even though you're changing the hat, but the character is still the same. So I'm a strong believer in that. So my first question to you is, what inspired you to create Creative Space Academy, and how does it differentiate, because you have a French accent, itself from other CRM and marketing platforms?
Well, the difference between us is that we're catered more towards creators and course creators. So when I was at home, I remember I was staying at home mom for like 12 years. And so being at home for 12 years, guess what I had to do? I had to come up with a way to produce some extra income, because your kids want to go here, they want to do that, they're growing, they're in sports, or maybe we even want to do something as a family. And so when I first started, I started like creating t-shirts, right? And so it was very lucrative, don't get me wrong, but I started scaling. And when I started scaling, I had no one to guide me, no one to direct me, no one to say, Crystal, don't do this, don't, put something back, invest back in your business and things of that nature. So I went through a lot of years of not necessarily investing back in my business. And so then I started taking from my house fund to fund my business. And my husband is looking at me like, wait a minute, baby, why is your business taken away from our house? But it was a hard lesson that I had to learn. But then I learned, once I get something, invest back in my business and I produce more. But nobody told me that. And so part of the Creative Space Academy was to help women, number one, know how to start a business, scale a business, and also make recurring revenue. Because with t-shirts, for me, I did shirts and I did really, really good. However, it was up, it was down. 1 month I might make $10,000. The next month I'm only making $500. So it goes, up and down. But however, I have to find a way to do recurring revenue. And that's when I got into what we call a SaaS model, which is software as a service. And so I started with internet radio. Then I went into podcasting. Then we started adding televisions, internet stuff. And I was like, my clients was like, I'm logging in all over the place. I need to have an all-in-one system. And so we were looking for the infrastructure, because I didn't want to build it myself. That'll take too long. And we found the infrastructure to actually build it, and we put it there. And oh my God, it's just been so explosive since then. And I've been helping a lot of women who have been staying at home.
Wow. To me, what I'm hearing is that you created this space from your mistakes, from bad decision, from your own error. To me, that's important, because you walked it. So okay, I didn't have that. Now I'm going to create this to help other women not to go through what I went through, to help other people not just make the same mistake that I made. I think that, I love that. Just by itself, that just ring in my head. Like, a lot of us that make mistakes, instead of using that as a benefit, we're busy just complaining about it. I went through this, I went through that, instead of taking it and making an empire out of your mistakes. And I'm thinking about, even as a premarital counselor, I use a lot of mistakes that I made in my previous marriage, mistake that I saw, to help other women not to make the same mistake, not to make the same choice that I made. So to me, that's big for me. That speaks volume that your creative space is almost like a safe space for women
It is.
to learn.
Yes.
And that's why you say you're an educator, and I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, I am professionally an educator. I actually a board certified special education teacher here in
Talking about
Texas.
having 10 stream of income, okay?
Yes.
This is a true entrepreneur. I love it. I love it. Now, can you share some of your story, your success story, where a client significantly grew their business using Creative Space Academy tools and resources?
Absolutely. We have a video that I'm going to ask the producer to go ahead and put up. And I want you to hear Amber, because if you hear Amber's story, she's an entrepreneur. She's out there, I believe, in the DMV area. And she actually had a 5-figure lunch. I think she did over $20,000.
Wow.
Using our tools and the strategies and everything that we teach her. So go ahead and let's hear from Amber, and she could tell you herself.
I woke up this morning to an email from Miss Lady Hale.
Yes, I
Spotlighting me for my new Shopify course that I launched last week, which I did hit a 5-figure launch. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. It was awesome. It was amazing. The emails that I was sending out through automations and all of those things definitely helped. Thank you, Cora. It was awesome. I am really enjoying the CRM. I'm still getting familiar with it, but I am a little techy. So I be in there moving and shaking and moving some things around. And it be working out. So that's my win. I woke up to that and I was like, oh, I don't really celebrate myself like I should.
I'm gonna celebrate with everybody, but yes, and she won and still winning. What?
That's right.
I should send it out to my whole email list.
So I was like, look, I had people on my admin, they was screenshotting and said, who this lady? I said, oh, they sent me the whole email. They was celebrating too. I was like,
yes.
Okay. So that's my win. Thank you.
Awesome. Would anybody else like to share any other wins?
And as you see, Amber had her win. And one thing we do every Monday before we meet when we're at the cohort, I always ask the ladies, what is your win? Because we celebrate big wins, we celebrate small wins. Some of the wins is, Crystal, I got into this system and I started showing my products to different people. Because one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with is traffic. And there's 3 parts of traffic. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Let me tell you guys the 3 parts of traffic. Mm-hmm. It's borrowed traffic, paid traffic, and bought traffic.
Oh, I need to write that. Repeat that again.
It's borrowed traffic, paid traffic. What did I say?
I don't know.
Oh my God. It may be
more money traffic.
It's traffic. So let me break it down for you. So borrowed traffic is traffic that you borrow from other people. Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically you can do that via podcasting. You can do that via, doing speaking events, etc. Those are borrowed traffic. That are people who have similar interests, like in your product. Mm-hmm. Let's say my audience has an interest in your product. Mm-hmm. And I say, okay, I'm gonna let you borrow my audience, and you present what you're offering to my audience, right? And my audience like, yeah, I want that. And they start, buying your products, buying your goods. That's borrowing traffic because you don't have to pay for it. Okay. The other one is building traffic. The building traffic takes a long time. That's the organic piece, right? That's the piece where people are saying, I'm going to put it out. I'm just going to put it out there. But I'm going to caution you with just putting it out there. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be building your traffic, you have to do it with intention. The reason why I say that you have to build your traffic, if you're going to build it organically, do it with intention. You have to place your product in a place where people who need your product, where they are, right? Mm-hmm. So if the people who needs my product is on LinkedIn, I'm not going to be on Facebook. I'm going to be on LinkedIn because that is where the people who need to see my product, that's where they are. So I position my product for the people who need it can see it, right? Because a lot of times people are not giving us their email or talking to us because they don't even know we exist.
Mm.
And you have to put yourself in a position where, with intention, if you're going to build your traffic, you have to put yourself in a position with intention so people can follow you. And of course, paid is the paid for one, where you buy ads, streaming ads, different things of that nature. And what Amber did, she positioned herself on Facebook because that's where her community was. So her community was on Facebook, and all she did, she put her link. She had a sign up page, and they were able to purchase her course because she teaches Shopify. And a lot of e-commerce stores are ran off Shopify. And so she has a whole course, and her course was $999. And the people, they signed up, and they also had a way to pay in full. So, and there's two ways you can actually do that. The first way, it is built in natively, which is inside of our system. Once we hook you up with our payment provider, they offer you Affirm, Sezzle, all those things. So you can get your money. They'll pay you up front, but you're not responsible for chasing payments. They're the bank. They're responsible for that. And you get your money up front, and there's no like extra, besides I think it's like 1% or whatever for the processing, but like that's it. Or you can even set it up for more high ticketed, like I know you have high ticketed items. I have a new course that's a high ticket item. And so I have one of my courses where they pay 3 payments of $500, $1,500. So every month for 3 months, they pay $500. So I get that $1,500 ticket right up, but I show people how to do that. I show them how to position, the positioning piece, because they got the skill, and somebody wants to learn from you. Let me tell you something. Solomon was amazing.
Oh,
and when I tell you Solomon
with
wisdom, but check this out. What a lot of people, I use biblical examples, to show things, because
biblical examples are principles of life.
Yes, they are the principles of life. But guess what? Solomon was a consultant.
Wow.
Now let me break that down.
That's a good one.
He was a consultant, and he was one of the most highest paid consultant that was in the Bible. I'm glad you asked me how. Let's talk to Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba heard what Solomon was doing. She came from her place. She left where she was ruling. She came to her place to hear his wisdom for herself. When Queen Sheba came to Solomon to hear his wisdom, she answered every question that he wanted to answer. He held nothing back from her. And afterwards, Queen Sheba, she was like, I had heard what you said, but I've heard it with my own eyes. And she paid him, I think it was 160.
It was a lot of money. Yeah.
And listen, 160 talents of gold weigh 70 pounds each. Okay. So altogether it was like 200, and then you break it down in ounces, it's about 278,000 ounces of gold. And then you multiply it by today's standard for gold, that was over $278 million for one consult.
Oh my gosh.
For one consult. But it doesn't stop at Sheba. It said that all the kings and queens of the earth came continually, annually.
Exactly.
And they paid every single time for a consult.
And you know what? How especially believers took that, what you said, turn it to, it's a prophet. And it wasn't even a prophetic. It was wisdom, how to live, how to make proper decisions,
Yes.
how to make more money. And we took that and substitute it for a spiritual thing and said, oh, he was giving prophetic word. I'm so glad that you used that as an example. That was just perfect.
Yeah.
That, oh my God, that I'm gonna jump on that
Yes.
one.
Yes.
I love that we refuse to invest in ourselves, invest in getting counsel, proper wisdom and strategies.
Right.
And because my question was, when you said that, how does somebody find their community? You may have the proper product, but you don't know how to find your community. Suppose you think that your community is in Facebook instead of LinkedIn. So how do you advise someone to find their community?
The way that I advise somebody to find their community is, number one, you have to identify your perfect avatar. And an avatar is basically a description of of your perfect buyer, the person who you would love to buy from you, or the type of existing people who already buy from you. There's levels to it, okay? And if you do this, it's gonna change. It's gonna change your life because everybody is not your client. Because a lot of people I ask, I say, okay, who are you selling to? And it's like anybody, everybody. I said your products is for old people. Yeah. Your products are for babies. No, it's not for babies. I said, well, your product is not for everybody. So what we did is we break down the avatar. You break it down by demographics, psychographics, um, and the demographics it includes age, sex, marital status, what they're into, hobbies. You break down the character from as I said, from the root to tutor, but from the top to the bottom, from their money, financial decisions, how do they use their phones, how do they use their cars, how do you have to get into every detail of the perfect client for you, and that's how you find what we call your perfect customer avatar. And you know what, I later on I'll send a link on this video after our interview, and I actually have a free download that your audience can download, and they'll be able to go through and break down that.
That's beautiful.
Okay? We spend in the cohort we spend about 2 weeks on it because a lot of people just ain't never did it. They just like, I'm just selling, but I'm not selling because you're not properly targeting who you need to target. And doing a customer avatar and breaking that down, it'll help you find your perfect client, and you'll identify where to go. Now, the other part, people say, because it's long, like the real sheet is like 16 pages long, but you go through it, it's long. But you can have ChatGPT to even help you break that down. Because some people say, I don't know the words. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to ask. Well, we got a little assistance that's called Chat GPT. We call it Chatty.
I was just introduced to that.
Yes, we got Chat GPT and Chatty. Oh my God, you get to talking to Chatty. Chatty tell you everything that you want to know. It'll also help you bring clarity with your thought. But a lot of people don't know how to use it, and so that's the thing. We're teaching these people how to use the skill. And as you see, they use the skill, you'll have impactful impact. But that's how you find your audience. Break down your avatar. And whatever your perfect avatar, find where they are, and you position with intention yourself.
I highly recommend that because I myself experienced that aggravation of not knowing who my audience is, and I just kept targeting people that wasn't my audience. And I would have a conversation with them and say, oh, that's not even my audience. That's not even my audience. Yeah. And I went through that aggravation of like, where is my audience? Where are the people? And I had to first find out, okay, who do you want to talk to? What is your goal? What is it that you're trying to reach? And so I do know that a lot of us have product that's not going through, and we'll make spiritual things out of it. So we're in the Lord time, and not knowing this because of the fact that we don't know our avatar and we have no idea where we're supposed to hit. So that's an important part for me. This is good. This is good.
Absolutely. I hope they're taking these gyms down.
I hope so.
Because literally you can go, you can even go on YouTube and just say how to do my customer avatar. Or you can go into Chat GPT. And the way you talk to Chat GPT is like we're having a conversation. And if I didn't know something, you don't have Lady Hale, I don't have Dr. Josue to there. I'm gonna ask the question, and I'm gonna tell Chatty, you are a professional, this, that, and the third, right? Because you have to tell Chatty who they are. So once Chatty knows the mindset that Chatty got to be in, and then you start asking questions, you will be able to start figuring those out. Because the biggest excuse I always hear is that I don't have the money for mentorship. I don't have the money for that. So you have to get something that's on your level. And once you start to get things on your level, you'll start making money. You start making money, now you have the opportunity to pay for the mentorship. Now you have the opportunity to get enrolled in the class because you took what you had on your level. And some people are like me, where my husband gives me an allowance, and well, kind of, but I'll say, hey babe, I want to do this, or I want to do that. And he'll tell me, okay, we can do this, we can do that. And if you get them little extra points from your spouse, invest in yourself. And how much more would that even make your spouse happy that you're doing something that's going to better your household?
Exactly. I think when people say, I don't have the money, they're saying, I don't have the money because I don't think that is as important ordering something on Amazon or going to the store, because we do have money for things that we really want. I think it's the lack of value of not knowing how much you need to invest in your business, how much you need to invest in your education. And and unfortunately, I find that with a lot of believers. And I feel like I'm called to bring them out to listen. You can't do business like you do church. You can't go and spit it on the wall and say, "Oh, ooh, let it work, let it work." You actually have to do the work, and you have to invest, reinvest. So, and then you have the second type of people that have the money from their product and not reinvest in themselves. They quickly take that money and spend it, and they say, "I don't have no money." What did you do with the money you made? Well, I had to do that. I had to do. So we're not educated enough to understand in business. It takes years before you go buy something from your money. You need to reinvest in getting educated. And that's why I love your academy, because it's some space to get educated how to truly be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
A lot of things that we don't know we're struggling with. And some of us will be honest, we're praying and nothing's not happening. It's because not because God don't hear you. It's the lack of understanding and clarity on how to do life in the business place as an entrepreneur. We know how to do church, we know how to do spiritual relationship, but we're lack of education and how to be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So I really honestly, sincerely love your academy. So my next question: how does Creative Space Academy assist entrepreneurs in automating their leads management and follow-up process to enhance efficiency?
The way we do that is that, imagine an automation as a worker. Okay. I just actually came from an event where they were talking about AI and stuff. And a part of our organization, they said the leaders or the engineers and stuff, because we're integrating more AI into it, and said that now that we are they call it the season of AI. And I said, the season of AI, they talking like they got the Holy Ghost or something up in here. So when they said we were in a season of AI, where a lot of people are solopreneurs, most of us are, but we're wearing many hats. We're wearing accountant hats, marketing hats, design, innovation. We have all stuff, and we're doing it solo dolo because our budgets don't allow for us to actually hire an actual person, right? And then especially hiring people here in America, because it's more expensive. And then if you hire somebody like in the Philippines or something like that, where the wages are $4 an hour, but sometimes the accents and things of that nature do not translate well over into our American market. However, the efficiency is using the AI and using the automation. Basically, you set up something one time and it's done. I'm going to give you guys an example. If we can put on the screen, I have a number that I want you to text SOT to. If you can put that number on the screen, okay? Do you have your phone? Oh, you have your phone?
I have my phone.
If we can put that on the screen, producer. There we got to remove the
name on the bottom, to remove the name on the bottom because it's covering it.
Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to text just SOT to 469-966-1901.
966-1901. 1901.
And I want you to text text SOT. I want you to text.
It's not
SOT.
School of Thought, y'all. Okay. SOT.
Yes. Now, once you start texting SOT to that number, if you already have it, it's going to start talking to you.
It sure does.
It's going to automatically start talking to you. I'm headed over here to my lead.
Can I have your good email?
Okay, so give it an email. Give it an email address.
Okay.
It got your name, but now I need your email address. Okay. If we don't have your name in our system already, it's going to ask you for your name, and then you're going to give it your name. And I'm talking right now. I'm talking to her. Okay. And as I'm talking with Dr. Josue, she just texts SOT, and I see it in here. And then it asks her, it said, she just sent her email address. And as she sent her email address, we just send a text to her. Then if she goes and check her email, she's going to get an email that says, hey, they say, hey, Rabbi, hey, Rabbi Business, this is from the workshop. Is this not amazing what our platform can do? I look forward to working with you soon. If you have any questions, feel free to email me back. Imagine that easy, being able to send out your amazing offer today. And then I tell her, hey, you can visit the Creative Space Academy, use code SOT, and get $100 off any of our package and a 30-day free trial.
Okay? This is awesome.
So imagine you were at an event and they said, how do I get in contact with you? Just text updates to your number, right? And they text the update to your number. And the bot is asking for his name. It's asking for the email, right? And then you can automate it after you get that to send them a text. Hey, I met you here, blah, 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 blah. This is my information. Log my information in your phone. And then you can send them an email, right? And then you can begin to transition those people from who are interested in you. They already opted in, because in order to send an email to anybody, you have to get the opt-in. And for SMS, you have to get the opt-in. So once they have opt-in, now you have a warm lead, okay? It's warm because they opt in. Now, if they're more interested in what you're doing, they're going to start going to your website, going through some stuff, right? But what people lack is follow-up with people. I know I lack it at times as well. And so what I do is I set an automation for every week for up to 4 months, however long I want to set it for. But it's sending them information about what I do, or it might send them an invitation to somewhere I'm going to be or what I'm going. I'm giving updates. I'm sharing wins from the Creative Space, stuff like that. And I keep that person engaged in what we're doing. And so having those processes in place have helped a lot of people. Even a missed call, where somebody calls your number and you missed the call, it's going to send a text back. Hey, I see I missed your call. How can I help you? I see I missed your call. When is a good time? We also have scheduling tools. A lot of people use Calendly and stuff like that. It's kind of like Calendly, and you can send out a schedule where they can literally book the session with you. And then once they book the session with you, it's going to send them reminders, and you don't have to do that manually. And a lot of people are doing that manually.
Yes.
And so it takes out the manual work for you, so you can do it efficiently. And we show you how to do that, and we also provide the support to do that.
I love that. I just, this is like really cool. I can't wait till I start. All right. For those who are considering joining Creative Space Academy, what immediate benefits can they expect to experience upon signing up?
Well, upon signing up, you're going to go through onboarding. And so what onboarding does is you're going to get me. You're going to either get myself or one of my teammates, but more than likely you'll get me. And we're going to go through, we're going to remove the tech barrier. We're going to put everything together for you. Once we got that, put everything together for you, it takes about 45 minutes to get everything set up. We're going to get immediately, you're going to have a number. You're going to have a web chat bot to put on your website, because a lot of times we're missing stuff because there's nobody talking to them. There's people on the website who may have questions. And I'll show you how to literally load up a little script. And the little script will talk to those people as if they were you and get them on your books and get you to talking with them, right? So it's like having that worker working 24 hours for you, and you don't have to pay them, right? Of course, you have your little monthly fee, obviously, because we have to pay for that. But it's amazing.
I love it.
It's amazing. And then not only that, if you go with our system, you get free access to the first 5K cohort.
Wow.
So if they were to go and they use that code SOT, they'll get $100 off any of our packages, okay? We have an introductory package, which is like $197, and you use your $100 off, it's going to be like $100 or whatever. And then we have the $297. That includes course creation, websites, webinars, social media, the whole shebang. It's the kit and caboodle, which I recommend everybody get. But today they only get it for $197.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Over $2,500 in software. I know alone, I used to pay almost $1,500 in software. And to bring it to where we have gotten it, it's awesome.
I think the best person to do business with is people that had a lot of bad experiences, a lot of trauma. You know how to bring something to the table to other people that you don't want them to go through what you went through.
Oh yeah.
Those are the best people to do business with, and I love that. And I remember being part of your session, bringing my coaching one time, and I'm hearing the testimonies of people that have really made money off of your academy. And I'm like, this is real. The people are for real. They actually made money. So I love that.
In the last 9 weeks, if we put everybody together, the cohort made over $65,000. You put all those people together and these people have never had a business. I mean, some of them have, but the majority of them, they never had a website. They never had a professional email, right? And I had altogether the cohort, we had about 50 some people signed up for the fall version. Altogether, we had about 35 that actually showed up for real. And after the 35, there was about maybe 20 that stayed through the whole 9 weeks because it's work. A lot of people don't realize it is
entrepreneurship is working. It's not laziness.
Work. And it was like, because some of them that fought said, why are you fighting? She said, it was like, it's not you, Lady Hale. I didn't realize I had to do all this work. I thought it was just going to be easy. I thought it was just going to be this, that. I said, I told you up front, because I'm not going to get your money back either.
Exactly.
But I said, well, you can come on in the next time, because it's up to you. Exactly. And some people, even being successful, I seen with some of our cohort members, it scared them, because they were like, oh snaps, I'm really doing this.
And that's one of the reasons that I teach, even as a business coach, changing and transforming your mindset to entrepreneurship. Those people, meaning that physically you wanted to be an entrepreneur, but you left your mindset in employee kind of mode. So this is what I bring them in and say, you're going to have to transform the mindset first.
Yes.
And now you understand, okay, I'm ready to work to make this work and to succeed in my brand. So I could see those two working together, that you giving me the thought of, okay, I do need to keep doing that, because you do need to transform your mind, because you do have those 10 people that left. It's because of lack of transformation. You enter into a room and you're not even prepared, because you never changed your mind. You didn't understand entrepreneurship is working, but you're working for yourself. You're working to make things better for yourself so you could increase. One thing that I love at the end of your email, you said, let me help you increase your brand awareness. That just turned my mind like, I love that, because a lot of us don't think we need help. We need help to increase that brand awareness, because sometimes it's kept in the closet. I remember I was diagnosed in a business meeting and saying that I was the best kept secret in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I remember that.
That hurt so bad. And I'm like, how? You had the content. People need what you're saying, but you kept a secret, because I didn't know just what you said, for me to find my community, for me to find the people that need my product. And that was the worst compliment I ever had. Yeah. But I'm glad I was aware that what I needed to do. So when I saw that, I was like, help me to increase my brand awareness. That's exactly what we all need.
Yes.
So I'm really so happy to help you. And I hope all of you heard, and please play it again and again and again, and take advantage of this. If you are really an entrepreneur, you want to be one, you got to start the work. Change your mindset to know I'm going in to finally work for myself, to make my dream come true, to work out my true purpose of who I am on this earth. And and I'm not just saying that, I highly recommend the Creative Academy for you. I promise you, you will see the difference in a natural, not just something that you say, because I don't believe in spending your money places that's not effective. So this is effective. Creative Space Academy is the place, and I am saying this from personal experience myself. So make sure you sign up, do your SOT on the number, and you go to the website. If you could put the flyer back up again to remind everybody, you go on the website, dial the number very quickly. I think I got my answer very quickly.
If you can just put up the one that says 5K on it. That is the 5K cohort. So if you text 5K to that same number, just text the word 5 and the letter K to 469-966-1901. It's going to send you the landing page. Just click on there and you'll be able to sign up. There are only, I believe, 20 slots that we are doing for the March cohort. It's going to start that's March 10th. And it goes from March 10th to May something. It's 9 weeks. It's 9 weeks long. But that 9 weeks is going to transform your life. It's going to, if your ministry is going to transfer your ministry, because we use our platform for even our church, and
Really?
we've seen significant growth.
Wow.
Significant growth.
Like that.
And
Okay.
whatnot.
That sounds good. That
That's
sounds
another interview.
wonderful.
That's another interview.
Exactly. We got to do another one because this is too good. I truly believe that every entrepreneur needs this. I really believe that because there's the fake one, there's organic one. So, and I believe this is one of the organic academy that could help a lot of entrepreneurs. And the thing about it that really, I said that get my attention is the testimony. People are talking. They say, yeah, I'm not just saying that. I ain't making money once I went through this class.
Mm-hmm.
I am, like you said, people that's unexperienced, didn't have website. And then now look at me. And that would be one of me, because I don't know what I'm doing. Right? It's that I have content, but I didn't know the vaccine. So learning that is extremely valuable. So I appreciate you and thank you so much. And if you want to watch any more episodes, School of Thought podcast, you're welcome to Enlighten TV 1. Enlighten TV 1. I'm so sorry. Okay, enlightentv1.com. If you could always go to look for another episode of School of Thought podcast, enlightentv1.com. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. Until our next episode, you have yourself an absolutely awesome day.
And shout out to everybody in the comments. We see you.
Yeah.
I see Sir Hale, and I don't know how to say her name.